Ubisoft is ready to sue players for harassing Assassin's Creed Shadows developers. Reportedly, the studio has an entire team monitoring Twitter posts and YouTube videos. And oh my god, look at Yasuke, look at him, he's so ridiculous. He can't even climb, like, what is this? It's Assassin's Creed, right? Well, the main freaking character cannot. Oh no, that's a tree. Oh my gosh, it's Assassin's Creed, it's a tree. Whatever shall I do? Okay, I'm stopping. Let's go back to the article, guys. Then I'm gonna tell you what I actually think about all of this, but we gotta read the article first, so let's go. Undoubtedly, one of the most divisive and controversial video games in recent years is set to launch in just 3 days, and the entire internet, both those looking forward to the game and those critical of what they've seen so far, is buzzing with anticipation, albeit for different reasons. The game's developer Ubisoft, whose disastrous 2024 is widely regarded as the worst year in history, and whose future might depend on the success of the new Assassin's Creed installment, is also gearing up for the release, reportedly enlisting a special team to shield Shadows developers from the imminent wave of criticism by any means necessary, including taking legal action. In an interview with the French media outlet BFM TV, a Ubisoft employee whose identity remained undisclosed revealed that the company has an anti-online harassment plan prepared for Shadow's release. Reportedly, the company has a dedicated team on standby, monitoring networks such as Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit, and ready to act quickly in case of a targeted attack, offering psychological and legal support to employees who might be targeted. Apparently, Ubisoft is so concerned about backlash that it has even advised developers not to post on social media to avoid harassment. Perhaps the most surprising detail, however, is the employee's claim that lawyers are already prepared to file complaints in the event of confirmed harassment situations. As is often the case with statements like this, the wording raises questions about what Ubisoft actually considers to be harassment, while any reasonable person agrees that threats of violence and similar behavior are unacceptable and should be dealt with accordingly. It's clear that some are worried Ubisoft might also classify harmless online trolling and criticism of Assassin's Creed Shadows and its creators as harassment and use the lawyers as an intimidation tactic, which would be equally unacceptable. It's important to note that as of now, the existence of this team is based solely on a single anonymous source and has not been officially confirmed or denied by Ubisoft. So what are your thoughts on Ubisoft's new initiative to combat harassment? How do you think they will define harassment? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Okay guys, so now my opinion about this. Well, I have been an Assassin's Creed player since the very beginning, and I have loved most of the games in the franchise. Of course, there were many fans that do not agree with some of the recent games, but I do love Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins before that. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, even to an extent, I actually have the most hours there spent in the game. Although those games are not really Assassin's Creed in their core, they're really solid games. Of course, if you compare it to something like The Witcher, you may have different view of things, but what these games give to me as a player was very satisfying. So, objectively speaking, when it comes to the game quality and the enjoyment factor, I did have that. But now, when Ubisoft decided to totally ruin one of the best possible settings, and this is Japan, by just putting in there a black character who does not belong there, especially as a samurai, something that was never historically proven, especially if you mention the fact that Ubisoft never usually make a protagonist a historical figure to begin with. So everything that they are doing with Assassin's Creed Shadows is totally going against the grain and not in any good way. So to be perfectly clear guys, when the game launches, which is now in 2 days as of me making of this video, I'm gonna be playing it. I did not buy it, I will never give money to Ubisoft for that. I'm working with a company for years, it's called Games Planet, they're a legit CD Keys site. They just give me the games that they can so that I can play them and showcase them. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to give this game a fair assessment. Is it even a good game? Like, I really doubt that it is, but as a veteran Assassin's Creed player, I have to see if it is. So we at least know as players if this game is even a good game. Of course, that's never gonna erase the other types of things that Ubisoft did. Totally disrespecting Japan's culture, and with that, of course, they're disrespecting the whole world. They never had to go this route, and they never had to do any of this, actually. Now, with this harassment thing, what actually do I think? Well, it is not good to harass any developers because in the first place, they are the ones that are just following orders, trying to keep their families fed, all those things. So of course, any reasonable person will never go and harass the developers. They're just doing what they're told, making the games that they're paid to make, and they have no really any real say in most cases about what's gonna happen. If you go and criticize fairly some of the higher ups, that's totally understandable, but that would not be considered harassment. So that is really the worrying part here. Will Ubisoft abuse this power that they established now, that they put into motion, and actually go after people that just have valid criticisms of Assassin's Creed Shadows? It is very scary to think that some company can just sue you because you expressed your opinion. Now guys, of course, we should not forget there's really a real bullying out there sometimes, yeah, but to go that far, when especially your reputation is already totally ruined by this freaking game that's supposed to not exist in this way, it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, how much more Ubisoft can actually do to us before we just say, oh, go F yourself, Ubisoft. We just can't. I mean, I just don't know in what times we are living in. I mean, it used to be that we get a game, it's like single player game, mostly, for example, then we just play the game. Most of the times the game is solid, so we are happy that we gave our money and we're expecting the next title. But now, it's like, the company can sue me for reasons. You know, it's so ridiculous. I mean, next thing you know, they're going to put the gun somehow to our heads, like metaphorically, and say, buy our game. If we don't buy our game, we're gonna sue you too. I mean, that's a joke, guys, but really, guys, if you told me like a few years ago that a gaming company is threatening to sue their own customers, I'm just gonna be like, what? Like, what? Does that make any freaking sense? It is anti-consumer. It's like even immoral. I mean, there are a lot of jerks on the internet, and I have been on the internet for most of my life, so believe me, I know. Some of them do deserve to be banned to the end of time, but this coming from Ubisoft is not particularly like a protection from that. It's more of like a very dick move. So it's different, but really, I will never say go harass anyone. In any case, I just really want to express my opinion to Ubisoft and just say, why did you do this? Why? Why did you make a game that's filled with Chinese things in it, which is total slap in the face to history and to Japan? Why did you pick this character as a historical figure for the first time ever, who is also black, and you claim that he was a samurai, where there is no historical evidence for it? None. Especially in these times, you will be, well, not treated very well. It's the time. So if you want to make historically accurate game with Yasuke, you probably have to make him be pushed around a lot, called funny names and all those things. But who the heck wants to play that? That's not even the point. The point is we should have had a game with a Japanese male protagonist, maybe get the girl there too, because what, she's great, she's still Japanese, why not have her there too? But just give us a Japanese guy. Like, is that so hard? Hire Japanese experts to actually give you their objective knowledge about history and the buildings and how things are supposed to look like and be, and even the plants, the freaking trees are wrong in some areas, they're not supposed to be there. Ubisoft just crapped the bed. This is so unprofessional. I just can't believe it, guys. Just can't believe it. But yet, we are going to play this very soon. By the time you see this video, you're probably going to be playing this or want to play this just to see how bad it is, which is what I'm going to do. So yeah, guys, watch this next and see you on the other side.